So yeah, it's Joe, and yeah, I thought I was gonna do something kind of different tonight. As I was walking back home from work, I kind of thought, it'd be cool is, I could record myself, kind of doing what I normally tend to do. This entrance is probably sounding really jilted because I already recorded a video of me like doing this, and the whole thing basically just fucked up entirely. The camera was working fine, but it only recorded up to 10 minutes, and then I didn't really see that I had to sort of redo it. Recorder I was using was only able to record Google Chrome. It wasn't able to actually record any of the programs I was using, so all in all it was kind of yeah, that's an embarrassing dry run, so yeah, no, I don't think so. I'm going to start by putting on some music. I've been really into this artist called Nujabes recently. I started watching Samurai Champloo, he was basically the composer for that series. It was 2004 it was made. And he kind of created a lot of music for it, which people have kind of called lo-fi. I really, really like, to be honest. It's just very chill, It's very laid back music, so that's kind of fits me to a T. I was gonna do a warm up because I thought that'd be cool. I did one from before, which obviously no one's ever gonna get to see how that was created. But I thought I was gonna make an old man. Yeah, and this is my old man. He's beautiful. He looks like a deranged sex offender. I'll do one real quick warm-up just before we get to the main thing. I'm going to make this one I'm going to draw Patrick from SpongeBob. I've never drawn him, so this is going to be something, I think. I'm just going to make this one super quick. Fire Pack is great for sketching. The line control is pretty good from what I've seen, from what I've used in the past. I'm doing my Squidward Suicide Patrick. I'm gonna make one eye really disjointed. This is already off to a terrible start. I always love doing this thing where you have two pupils and one is bigger than the other. There we go. I got an idea. Gonna give him a nose. I know Patrick doesn't have a nose, I know that's his thing, but hear me out, okay? Hear me out. Actually, looking at it, that nose kind of looks like SpongeBob's. This is kind of if they had a love child in the show. Well, I mean, they had the one episode with the clam, but they didn't actually fuck to get that. So it looks like a used condom, actually. He's got there's the tip when it kind of all crinkles up. When you pull out and it just looks all crinkly.
He's got a little foot here and a little foot here, and he looks like a baby. Oh.
He kind of has flowers on his shorts, and I could make the brush smaller, but this is literally just a warm-up, and I wasted too much time on a warm-up before, so I'm kind of wary of that. This had a little bit of shading. Not even shade. It's barely crosshatch. In fact, there's this one thing you can do with Fire Alpaca. You can just kind of flip the canvas, and I never use it. Yeah, this is about done, I'd say. I can do a little jig. But that's not the main thing. That's not what I was actually sort of focusing on doing here. I'll think of a better setup when I actually take this seriously in the future. This was basically just pissing about. I'll call this video Joe Pisses About on Video while he's working. Main thing. So, I have got this animation that I've been working on for since I moved into this flat, maybe earlier, October, November, so it's been going for a while. I've basically animated 58 individual frames, and this is going to be for a roughly 60-second animation, I think. 60 to 90 seconds, or 40 seconds. I've not actually checked the audio in a little bit. And yeah, I've just been working on this as kind of like my sort of comeback, so to speak. Yeah, I have just kind of give you more of an idea of how this is. I've started with a finished image. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. That's a little bit better. I've started with this finished image. Basically, this is all of the colours that I'm going to be using. And every single layer, I've just sort of been doing one colour at a time. So I started off with the jacket, then I moved on to like the skin, and basically every single layer I'm sort of arranging the colours in a certain way so other colours kind of get caught up in what I have. So for instance, if you take a look at the shirt, this sort of dark blue that's going on, that dark blue is on a layer underneath the jacket and the skin. So when I'm colouring, I don't have to colour within the lines because I've already coloured within the lines for the skin and the shirt, or the jacket anyway. So I can sort of do it a lot quicker, you know. In fact, I'll show you, just to kind of give you an example. So this layer here, 27, I've been taking sort of all the layers that I've been doing so far, so you know, line art, and I think this is going to be the white on the eye, yeah. The skin, the jacket, just kind of minimize how big this file is going to get. I've been merging the layers first, like that, and if you then go to new layer, pop that underneath, and just going to get a big old tool. I'm going to make this like just 20. And I can just basically hold down shift and colour all within here, and it just does not have to be a big deal. The bottom of the jacket and the shirt though, I do need to kind of edge out with an eraser though, to be fair. So it's not perfect, but then I think that's just kind of on me, to be fair, because I'm not really... I have knowledge of blocking, but I'm not as good as I could be at blocking, so, you know. Helpful shortcuts. Anyone that knows their way around shortcuts, they can save so much time on their work, it's insane. I was working with a guy recently, a photographer, who basically took about maybe 50 good images at a photo shoot I was a part of, and he said just to give him like an hour for editing and then fixing it all up. And granted, it was sort of very sort of minor scale edits, but this guy took like all of those images, and in the space of an hour he basically like cleaned all of them. You know, I was kind of amazed at how he'd done such good edits in such a short amount of time, and it was just because he had these nice shortcuts. He had pre-built filters in Photoshop which could just do most of the work for him. And that's a great idea, you know. I mean, it's not about working harder sometimes, it's about working smarter. And especially with something like animation. I mean, this is the first one I've ever done. I've been learning a lot about just how to manage workload, just because I've had to devote so much time to this, like so many evenings just to kind of get this right. Which I don't resent, but you know, I mean, you do start to kind of think if there's any way I can level this out a little bit, I'd like to. For instance, this might be one. So you can see here between the two layers, the shirt stays in the same position. So what I can do is I can copy that, duplicate it, move that over to the next layer above, and you can see here it's basically already in shape. I don't have to do any work, so that kind of saves a lot of time. And that comes with the line art. I mean, that's because I sort of specifically designed the line art, so it would... Some layers I've basically just changed one or two elements of the actual line art and kept other things the same. And then on the layer after that, I've sort of changed a few other things, different things. So it's not like every layer I'm drawing something completely new. It's like every layer is a little bit different than the last one, and it constantly evolves like that. If I was going to do every single layer being different, I mean, that's definitely possible, but I figured for this being my first one, I would just kind of want to like, just say this is what I'm working with and then kind of go from there. I've had a lot of conversations lately with friends of mine about comedy and what it means to be funny. Yeah, we feel it sometimes where we just, if we're making a joke at like co-workers for instance, they may just not get it because it's just a little bit too in-group humour in a way. And like that's one goal that I think, I have at least. Just sort of being yourself with your humour and then just kind of like breaking people into your humour, like your style. I can laugh at really like local humour because like that's where I'm from. But I like to laugh at a lot of different things. I like to sort of have a very wide sense of humour to appreciate a lot, because then when you appreciate a lot, then you're getting a lot more from comedy as a whole, from, whether it's American, British, different genres, surreal, light-hearted, offensive. There's something to be gained from everything, ultimately. Probably not explaining my point too well. I wonder if this stream of random thoughts while I'm working, I wonder if it's going to be funny, or if it's going to be really cringy when I'm watching it back. I don't know. To be honest, I just kind of want to start making stuff again. I mean, I used to all the time back in university and college. I was just making stuff non-stop, but as I've kind of gotten older, like I've stopped doing that a lot just because I want to get bread on the table. I've not really got as much time anymore to kind of work on just silly stuff, and plus sometimes it's kind of like a risk, because if you could make a choice in the evening between working on something productive, like something for your portfolio, or working on something just to kind of make yourself laugh or make your friends laugh, sometimes, I mean, it's not the wisest choice. I try and limit how much I kind of do funny stuff, because I don't want to like end up wasting all my time on something where the end result was just basically like just to laugh. Which sounds really pessimistic, I suppose, I don't know. I kind of like to keep it like 50-50, so any given night where I'm working on job applications or I'm working on, like my portfolio for graphic design, anything like that, I'll have another night where I basically just dick about and like do like a Photoshop edit with replacing like all my friends' faces with someone else's face. And then the night after that, I'll just watch TV. I'll watch Netflix and just have a good old time. It's been nice. Recently, I've had my own flat, and I've just recently moved in as of the end of November. And it's great because I can just do whatever I want whenever I want. I think that kind of is because of the job that I'm doing, though, to be fair. I mean, I speak to people like all the time. My job's like basically using a phone constantly. And when you kind of have to put all your effort into communicating with people every single day, you do kind of grow to resent talking unnecessarily, I suppose. This is basically the perfect setup for someone like me, in all honesty. Is I get to do all my socializing in the day, and then at night I just kind of get to be by myself. Also, this hot chocolate's got a crust on it. Yeah. I'd like to try this a bit more, in all honesty. I mean, this is just really a test. Just to see, is there kind of a feasible way of doing this? Like just doing it on a random night, like I just fancy like recording a video while I'm working or streaming or something. And I will admit, this is probably not going to be a great video watching it back, but you gotta learn. Everyone who's great at something has failed at it countless amount of times. Yeah, fucking up is a part of life, and the more easily you accept those fuck ups, the easier time you'll have with things, I think. I've been super critical of myself in the past, just in general. I'm a super self-critical person, and you know, recently I've tried sort of cut myself some slack, in all honesty. And you know what? It's fucking good. When you hold yourself to a certain standard all the time, it just sort of wears you out. All I ever really want to do is just try my best. Sometimes like life can just dick you about. Like when you're working on something. I've had times where I've been working on a project and like literally like everything that could go wrong goes wrong. Oh yeah. Turn it up.
Hammer can fix anything, right? My TV's broken? Yeah. Holy shit. Wow!
I can already tell this video is going to get pulled. I've got Spotify, but yeah, I just basically for all my music I just use like YouTube. Because I can sort of mix it with like whatever I want, so, you know, like a whole mix of videos. You know, whatever, I think I'm pretty much just, I've said my piece. Yeah, so maybe I will do this again. I'll edit this. I'll release it on one of my like back channels and then just kind of see if it was any good. And yeah, we'll go from there, you know? I'll try to be more funny in the future. I'll find out what it means to be funny. I'll read a book sometime on comedy, written by Mel Brooks in the 1980s. Back when Spaceballs was the funniest thing ever. All I can do is shitty voices. I don't know. There's 5 seconds left. The most cathartic 5 seconds of my life.